I'm Lee Wilson, and this is TGO Wyoming, and I'm in the need for a good afternoon pick-me-up. So instead of kicking on my coffee maker, I figured this would be a good time to show you guys how the GSI H2JO works. I showed you guys kind of how it works in my camping or Hamus camping video that I did with Josh Carter. But today I'm going to give you a little bit more of a detailed look at it and best ways to make use of it. Alright, so stick with me. So this is the H2JO. It's just a steel coffee filter meant to be used with your Nalgene bottle. Now, I'm dumping out my Nalgene bottle right now. And let me grab my other one. Alright. So there's your Nalgene bottle. Here is your H2JO by GSI. Stainless filter right there. Basically what you do is you stick it in your Nalgene, and mine's a little funky. I noticed this versus Josh's, because Josh got one of these too. We were both like, no, we need coffee for this camping trip. Mine, you have to back twist a little bit to get it to actually twist on. It's a pretty tight fit. But your filter fits in there like that. And that's basically how you set it up. Your Nalgene lid just screws on the top there, and there's the entire setup. I'm going to grind some coffee and show you guys the consistency that your ground coffee should be. Let's get this thing undone here. Alright. Okay, so I have my coffee grinder and some Starbucks house blend. It's just coffee beans that I have lying around. Now the H2JO, GSI recommends that you do a coarse grind. And one way you can do a coarse grind is to go to your local grocery store, find their coffee grinder, and grind some coffee on the coarse setting and kind of use that as a reference point. I'm just gonna grind it coarse. So I got my coffee grinder here. Okay, let's check that. That's a pretty coarse grind. We're going to grind a little bit more than that. Let's check that. Alright, that seems to be pretty good coarse grind. I might give it another buzz or two. Shake it around here. Alright, so there's our coffee, ground pretty coarse. Now what you do here is you'd take this out and put it in a plastic baggie and just portion that out for when you're going camping, because I still haven't quite figured out the exact proportion here for this, but we'll do a little experiment today. This is only the second time I've gotten to use the H2JO, so alright, I'll get that set up real quick. Okay, so I have my coffee coarsely ground, and I got my little coffee scooper that I use from my normal coffee pot. Usually, in my coffee pot, I use one little coffee scooper per cup that I'm going to make, and since cup's kind of like 8 ounces, and this is 32-ounce bottle, we are going to go ahead and just make half a bottle. So let's go ahead and just use 2 scoopers. So I'm going to place my scoopers, good heaping scoopers in there. Hell, let's just go ahead and make it 3 scoops. So you can see we've got the coffee in there. I'm going to boil up some water now. Not boiling, but get it pretty good and hot, and we'll see how this thing works. Alright, so we have some good hot water now in the kettle. Go ahead and turn it off. You don't need it to be boiling, you just need it to be good and hot. And this is plenty hot. So I'm going to pour my hot but not boiling water into the Nalgene. I decided I'm going to make a little bit more. So we'll fill her up to about right there. And now we're going to take the H2JO, and we're going to get it screwed on here. Not all of them are this hard to do. Mine's just funky. Takes a minute to get engaged. Okay, we're going to cap it. Okay, so everything's on there nice and tight. So now we have our hot water. We have everything working here, and we're just going to take this and flip it upside down. Now you're going to kind of agitate it around a little bit and see we're starting to get coffee. And it's a red Nalgene bottle, but you can see everything is starting to darken up a little bit. Oh, I'm getting a little bit of a leak here. That's no good. Somewhere I have developed a leak in the Nalgene coffee bottle. This did not happen to me the first time, but this is why we test things. So let's see where the problem is. I'm guessing my H2JO just wasn't quite capped on there well enough. Alright. So we got our coffee spill kind of cleaned up here. Make sure that's good and tight. Turn it back over. No leaking this time. So I'm just going to leave this here for a few minutes, get my coffee black as I want it, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like. Alright, so it's been a little bit here. I'm going to carefully uncap my Nalgene. You can see good and hot. And pull off the H2JO. Kind of shake it out. You can see in there, there's my coarse ground coffee. Set that aside here. Normally, when you're out and about, you just kind of chuck that off. I'll grab a coffee mug here real quick and show you guys exactly what it looks like, you know, color-wise. So we got our coffee mug. I'm gonna move the H2JO here. And there it is. Normally you just drink this right out of the bottle, but I wanted to demonstrate to you guys the color of coffee that you get. So it's a pretty cool little device. Really easy to clean up. You just kind of dump out your grinds and then run some water through it, and it cleans up nicely. Does a good job of making coffee. So they run for about $10 at REI or Sportsman's Warehouse or whatever good outfitter store you have that carries quality GSI products. So yeah, especially nice on a camping trip. I mean, it saved the day for me and Josh when we were, you know, well, it was morning and it was in the mountains. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed this review and maybe find the little device useful. Thank you much. Bye-bye.